Hey guys! This time we are going to address a very interesting question. A question that torments even those who are not interested in matters about the moon. Why did humans stop going to the moon? There are many mysteries and conspiracy theories surrounding this fact. For example, some people say the following: American astronauts who landed on the moon had already encountered aliens and were banned from entering the moon. Would it be true? Welcome to our Wikivedia Plus channel. From now on, let's look deeper into this issue. Did American astronauts really land on the moon? Many people know the famous conspiracy theories about the moon. One is that there were Nazi German bases. The so-called Project Apollo conspiracy theories are also frequently discussed, and let's take this opportunity to talk about them. A widely publicized answer to the question of why the Apollo program was cancelled was as follows: that in fact they were tired of misleading the public. Footage of astronaut Armstrong landing on the moon is fake. One well-known reason for this claim was the American flag waving in the wind. It is a well-known fact that there is no wind on the lunar surface. However, a closer look at the footage shows that the wind is unrelated. Flags mounted on special structures simply wobble due to a phenomenon known as forced oscillation. A small experiment can prove this. Put a weight on the rope and swing it. Then let go of the hand you're swinging. The weighted rope will swing several times, but each time it will swing less, and eventually it will come to a complete stop. In the case of the moon landing footage, the flagging is due to the impact of the flag being fixed. The waves in the fabric are actually just wrinkles. This is because the horizontal part of the flag has not been fully opened. Another often cited justification for being false is the existence of the Van Halen belt, the Earth's radiation belt. It is located in two locations, between 4,000 and 17,000 kilometers in altitude. Even if a person can breathe in a vacuum, it would be very dangerous to be unprotected there. However, there is nothing to be afraid of if you are on a properly secured spacecraft. Space exploration brought vast amounts of lunar soil to Earth. The astronauts' landing sites, flags, and reflectors can be seen from space. The film Dark Side of the Moon, released in 2002, is very popular among conspiracy theorists and features an interview scene with director Stanley Kubrick's widow. In the scene, she admits that the moon pozo footage was taken by her husband. However, it was not a documentary, but an original mockumentary. When you watch until the end, the credits say, "This movie is a fiction." All interview scenes were cut out of context or performed by actors. Of course, those who spread false information and conspiracy theories often cut those credits. It's also worth noting that around the time of Project Apollo we had the Cold War. Western countries like the United States were competing with the Soviet Union and other countries in the socialist camp in everything, including the space sector. Both sides sent several agents to infiltrate the other side. Below are some stories that give an idea of the size of the project. In 1979, Leventio, the KGB chief who died in the United States, revealed the names of more than 200 agents who were in Japan. That's just what the major knew, and many of them were famous or high-ranking people. We cannot even imagine how many agents from the eastern countries were in the United States and on the NASA team. If the United States had been falsifying everything, the information would certainly have been leaked to the Soviet Secret Service. The Soviets would have been very excited and would have had it as a trump card for propaganda. They would say, "We, the great Soviet Union, managed to send the first humans into space." The Americans tried to outsmart, but they couldn't even come up with a convincing fake. However, the Soviet Union did not doubt Armstrong's landing. And he conceded defeat in the space race. Of course, there is also another way of looking at things. In fact, both the Soviet Union and the United States were under the control of a supreme power calling itself the New World Order. Could it be that Gagarin's flight and Armstrong's landing were invented? However, this is too far-fetched to be true. So let's not get into that subject this time. Mission cancelled. Well, it looks like it was proven that the Americans landed on the moon. Now let's clear up something directly related to what we talked about at the beginning of this video. And the question is, why was the Apollo project cancelled? Indeed, this is a very interesting question. With this project, the United States managed to land on the moon 6 times. Armstrong's famous mission was Apollo 11, followed by 12, 14, 15, 16, and 17. The last 2 to weigh in on the moon were Eugene Cernan and Harrison Smith, members of the 17th mission. Event of December 14, 1972. Cernan and Smith knew that at least for the foreseeable future, there would be no humans landing on the moon after them. The last mission was Apollo 20, which was scheduled to launch in 1974. However, in January 1970, the decision was made to cancel the project. And in September of the same year, Apollo 18 and 19 were also cancelled. The main reason for the cancellation was the fact that officially it was too expensive and did not provide many scientific discoveries. Astronauts need life support, food, water, and medical supplies. They occupy most of it inside a spacecraft, otherwise an unmanned spacecraft could carry useful equipment. Furthermore, these devices have access to much more information than the human eye. The Apollo 13 crash in April 1970, which occurred during the mission, was undoubtedly a contributing factor to the cancellation. Astronauts were not only fighting for their lives in the depths of space, but also trying to complete at least part of their mission. The whole world watched the event for days with a sinking heart. Obviously, the ending was amazing. On April 17, James Lowell, John Swigert, and Fred Haise returned to Earth safely. However, many were amazed at what would have happened if the outcome had been completely different. Losing a robot in space is not cool, but there is nothing comparable to lost lives. Lost ancient technologies in any case. The Apollo project's exploration of the moon was terminated and all other plans to return to the moon were also cancelled. But we already have a notion that the reasons for this are the high cost and questionable effectiveness. Lunar exploration by rovers and robotic rovers provides more scientific information, has a lower cost, and does not endanger human life. By the way, NASA's budget has also been drastically cut since Armstrong's time. Another subject that is often overlooked is the loss of technology. The real world is nothing like computer strategy games. Once you've acquired the necessary technology and built the right facilities, you won't be able to simply create as many combat robots as you want until the end of the game. A project as big as the Apollo program has thousands of people, research centers of various specialties, and huge technology development agencies behind it. There is also a significant volume of documents that support the process, and none of them are of minor importance. Even small things can cause catastrophes. When a project is completed, all these documents are placed in a vault. But you never know what unexpected events might occur. Storage fires, humidity, insects, rodents, and temperature changes. The worries are endless. Even when it is clear which vault contains the desired document, it is sometimes difficult to find it. It also happens in any country when underperforming employees accidentally throw away valuable documents or take them home. And not just once or twice. In short, trying to build an exact replica of the spacecraft that went to the moon half a century ago now is unlikely to succeed. The reason this is impossible even with the latest technology is that documentation has been lost. In any technology development organization, it's not just documents that are important, but first and foremost people. And in the case of people, the situation is even worse. Even when Armstrong went to the moon, all the main designers and other executives were not so young and had long since passed away. Or suppose you meet a 75-year-old who participated in spacecraft design as a junior researcher or assistant engineer when he was young, half a century ago. You probably won't remember anything from that time. We must also bear in mind that they did not have access to all the details of the plan. Well, everyone, we've reached the end of our video. Thanks for watching. Let's go straight to the summary of this video. The reason no one is going to the moon right now is that ancient and essential technology has been lost, and also because the benefits of going to the moon are questionable and new technologies have barely been developed. Of course, there are other motives, as conspiracy theories suggest, are off the table. The Apollo program conspiracy theories and photoshopped photos of aliens are irrelevant. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and don't forget to share this episode on your social networks. We say goodbye here with a bye. For now, a big hug and see you soon here on the Wikivedia Plus channel. Until then,